Before we end for the day, last little message from the empowered women out there who know everyone, 5D mystics, is a person who's deserving of love. So, what I've noticed is a lot of those out there within the Elsa journey, 4D, they tend to tell people when relationships aren't going exactly the way that they could go, that they're being protected by universe, source, and so on and so forth. And as an attachment trauma informed, self empowered woman who also knows of 5D again, Christ consciousness, forgiving, loving, what healthy self worth means. And that's why an independent person, a 1 year old, can say love is free and easy for those of us who have our inner child in the forefront. So there's no rupture, which is why there's no breaking away from being your own masculine energy, that lovely straight line, and the feminine energy that I recently learned about, or however you look at masculine and feminine energies. When you have both, it's your whole person. Integration of the brain. So my left works as a digital analogical. No, digital. The analogical is the right. Long story short, when I got to be with Claire's, I knew Oversoul is a blessing, not a curse. I knew no person was energy vampires because I learned already about brothers and sisters. And also, I learned as a teenager, whenever somebody would be like, they don't deserve love. And as I got older, so women who would come flocking and just, telling me about their story, but then they would begin to get really, really viciously mean and unnecessarily, might I add, upset and pouting in a way that did not say, okay, let me process the emotion like a grown up, which is really an emotion mature person. So, integration of the brain is an emotion mature person who's saying, life sends me things, universe, source, you can use whatever words you want, but you have 2 hands and 2 feet, and you're a person who chooses the way of beauty. So we love being human. We love men, we love women, we love days, we love people. And so anytime I'm seeing somebody doing a reading, which happens pretty much on clockwork yearly, that's the typical advice of a 4D reader is, oh, you got protected. And I'm like, no, that's not really what happened. But okay, I know who you're supporting. You're supporting uninformed people that don't know about attachment and trauma and that don't care to become emotionally mature. So here we do emotional maturity. And that's because I do personal development with people who are serious about being emotionally available to themselves and others. You can't be yourself without being emotionally available to you. So everyone, as I would say to my lovely teenage friends and young adult friends, is deserving of love. What you are is upset. It's called you're upset, and I follow Jesus, and you're consistently badgering. One time, okay, get it, you're upset. 2 times, three. By the time you begin to get viciously mean, I'm going to begin to have to speak in a space of you are being really upset right now, and you're angry button, which means your brain is actively, thank you, Russell Coates, I think is the name of the author of the book. Let me go find it. How he explains what happens to your physical brain, like I already learned about in my NICABM course. You're dumbed down when you get angry. Did you know that? Your hippocampus begins to get saturated with cortisol. I noticed it all on my own without any attachment trauma because I have the sixth sense of interoception. I know what's going on in here. So it's because of being a highly sensitive person. I don't know. I'm going to say I have a good relationship. It's called restorative embodiment, self aware life. No interruption from my inner child, no interruption from Akash. When you overflow with your humanity, divinity has to descend, and now we even have Sadhguru sharing it. It's not a divinity from the 3D plane or 4D plane. It's an actual energetic space and spectrum and a bunch of beautiful things. So everyone deserves love. Everyone has an inner child. Now, if you can't handle a maladaptive child behavior, it's understandable. That's why there's good therapists. But to continue to say people are being protected by those which are not energy vampires, they're people, is not the way of beauty, but it is the way of the human suffering love narrative of people who don't get off the Elsa journey and they don't go and say, oh, let me be my own safe haven, secure base, nurture, open my heart, and actually know about when someone doesn't know how to be emotionally available to themselves. So, yes, Russell Coates, this is really great for anybody who wants to learn to manage your anger. And as he shares what happens to the brain, so besides the hippocampus being saturated with cortisol, which I just noticed it, I said, okay, I'm not going to get into this level of anger. I can get passionate, but not angry, because otherwise I can't speak. That was it. All I did was self-aware, check. What am I going to do next time? Not this. Okay, check again. It's called when you own your left mode, the chit chatter, and you don't have the overwhelming nervous system, because I have a window welcome to emotions. Some people are here with secure attachment. They can easily get here. The ones who in the first year of life didn't have that, they can get here too if they do the work. Not like some who say, oh, since I'm doing a good job, I'm just going to say we're all fucked up, so I'm going to stay like this. No, your heartbreak gut wrench isn't actually the best version of your wholeness. It's not even, you're not there yet. You're going to have consistent human suffering in your relationships and say that it's people's fault, that it's men, women, or theys that don't deserve love. You're being protected by someone that the protection from something that you can resolve. You can resolve this with good therapy, so you don't have to have the suffering here and then point a finger at somebody else, or just the stereotypes and all of that. Nobody deserves. Some deserve. All of us, all people are deserving. The ones who don't welcome it, they need good therapy. We, the 5D mystics in the Enlightenment Soul Age group, functional adults, they're all surrounded by the great therapists out there. And in fact, we surround them with more love than they can ever imagine. And there's love going. Love, love, love. All the secure attachment nervous system. Get those 0-1-year-olds to come out and get those people to say, yes, I want to get on board with good relationships. So anger, as Russell spells out, research shows that the certainty of anger, because as you get more angry, you're certain of all the bullshit that the left mode comes out of your brain. Yeah. Anger, envy, jealousy. I've met teenagers, plenty of them, and then grown-ups who they don't think we can pick up what's going on in here, but we can, because you're an embodied brain. So your nervous system's all over that. You're scanning self and other, not the other way around. I'm present, so I'm attuning to you. I'm a blank slate who's curious, and then as I pick up on energy that I was familiar with as a teenager, I'm like, oh, I don't need to engage with the maladaptive child behavior. They're just going to do some Cusco thing, and I'm just going to nod my head, and I'm sure it'll be done once they're done with their story, and you keep moving forward. But they could get a handle on their brain, and that way shut that up. Oh, let me calm this down, not suppress, calm it down, which means I'm going to witness you, process you, do something that is effective, not something that is not effective. So if you're going to do something that suppresses, that's called a negative cycle of self mechanism, inner critic, outer critic, the whole drugging, fucking, drinking, those, yeah, not movies. So journaling, mindfulness, having a good chit chat with people, doing things that are of aliveness. Now, some people, they don't want to. They just want to stay. No, they don't. They don't know. No, then again, they do know. They just say, everybody's fucked up, so it's okay to have suffering in my body. So they choose not to motivate themselves to do the journaling, to do the mindfulness, to put into practice what they're learning or what they got taught, so that they can bring inner well-being. But they want to say that other people are not deserving of love. So you see what I'm saying? All people are deserving of love. That some people don't allow their inner child to come out and play, it's a pity, because they can at this point in our lovely 2024. So again, research shows that certainty of anger is linked with processing information more superficially. Yes, I love when they present you gender stereotypes or relationship stereotypes, or, you got breakup coaches and other coaches that they call secure attachment bodies boring. And it's like, what? We're not boring, and you're not motivating your crew to get on board with getting to where their body wants to go, by the way. So your body wants to return home to itself. And that's your mammalian heritage. I know some people don't believe in the attachment trauma information, but when you struggle against your own body, it's going to keep coming up, which is why, any type of suppression doesn't work, because there's going to be stuff that triggers it. And yes, you can only suppress, even if you're armored in, your actual body still suffers. You might just be numb to it, but that's not something fun, actually. So everyone deserves love. Not everybody welcomes it, but we can find a way to let people know, especially in the mystic community, spirituality, living a life of meaning and connection beyond the solo self. So it's called emotional grown-ups. Come on over. Everyone is deserving of love, Christ consciousness. There's a reason 5D is beautiful and beyond, and it's in your humanity, not on else's journey. I got an ego, you got an ego, I got a 1-year-old, you got a 3-year-old, and vice versa, okay? So the superficial, we don't do superficial. We think less carefully when making our judgments and rely more on stereotypes. Lo and behold, what you get to see from Venus as a goddess is a maze. So besides the 4D readers, who I know who they're supporting, which is, oh, you got protected, saved from somebody. No, what most likely happened is there was a relationship of sorts that we have between avoidant attachment, disorganized attachment, and ambivalent. These are the categories. Yeah, those alone will indicate you already have a person who has a shame cycle because their first year of life is still, I don't know what's happening. So they are unsafe with relationships overall. One's shut off. The other is overly invested in all the emotions, and the other just comes in and out and does a little bit of flip flop. But they all deserve consistent, contingent communication. And when they're open to themselves and coming home, yes, when they're open to their mammalian heritage, you better bet that it's the 5D collective. So come on over. Self empowered women, we know all men, women, and theys, all humanity is deserving of love. And the ones who don't want it, they are surrounded by good therapists. We surround them. It's what we do. There's no demons coming out of the body of people. No, Patrick McNamara, thank you for sharing the wisdom of your research as you continue to conduct it and share with people what happens in the brain, fear receptor. And thank you, Daniel Siegel, too, because, once you understand about dissociative identity disorder and alters, and when you meet people who actually acknowledge some that they have, and that's because they're highly sensitive and their prefrontal cortex stays down, so they don't know how to manage their alters and they know how to be social and have fun. Then you notice those who don't know they have alters, and you know that they're not interested in any attachment or trauma. No, they're interested in saying, hey, I don't, you're a mystic. We've had some lives together. It's like, well, maybe we did. But in the meantime, I'm noticing you change your clothes like Superman from Clark to Kent and Superman and back. And how should I say anything? No, no, because I can tell that you're a pirate who wants to stay a pirate. And this is my way of chit chatting about stories that do take place. And no, it's not a pirate, actually, people. But, the thing is this, I also learned about dissociation from another group of lovely experts, and they all say the same thing. Those who have an inner war, which means your inner child is fighting itself, it's the most horrible thing to hear about. So when you meet somebody and more that has it, you're not judging them. Again, everyone deserves love. There's no demon that possesses a person. What it is that poor infant in that first year of life, or the second or the third, or who knows what else in the womb, went through what's called trauma. So nobody over here who's informed and educated thinks yoga brings demons out of you and I'm a mystic. The woo-woo pseudoscience lady, we're not going to be reading to anybody, nobody deserves love, you were protected by somebody, didn't know. We're not going to, in fact, support those spiritual bypassers who tell you about energy vampires, dark auras, sirens, mermaids. Stories are nice in a different way for the 5D collective. So what I'm going to share is everyone deserves love, and an empowered woman, man or they, might they be, will know that, because that's called integration of the brain. It's called a mammalian heritage, and it's called educational material that you can share, socially speaking, versus, spreading rumors because of generalizations and stereotypes and buzzwords, which are trending. And really what it is people don't care about supporting people to get home to their self. They care about the Elsa journey. So they're all stars from somewhere, and they forgot that they have human bodies, so they just didn't get interested. And then there are the spiritual bypassers who are interested, and the mantles of mental health. I see them in my courses. So there's the ones of us who are awakened to, okay, let's support to heal trauma seriously. Everybody's deserving of love. We know they not all of them will want. We know some 3D, they're going to think, oh my gosh, this lady, she's a mystic. No, stay away from her. It's okay. We're okay with that. We know woo-woo pseudoscience, we know. But neuroscience and physics and quantum physics and mental health and all the great people that are out there that I get to learn from, and the ones who care, we know every person has a child in there. And that's because they have a beautiful way back home if they want. It's called integration capacity of the brain, with the good support of all people and safe haven secure bases who welcome everyone and don't think about any person from our oversoul, twin flames, soulmates, anyone, as a person who we're being protected from. I only need physical protection, and I know what numbers to call when I'm in the countries. Other than that, it's going to be a conversation because you're a person. So maladaptive child behavior isn't something that we're afraid of. Anyone who's been a teenager will have met some Cuscos. I know I did. I made my choice. Thank you, Jesus. I chose. I'm staying open-hearted. They don't know how to love. They should know how to love by now. Oh, wait, they don't. I'm going to keep loving. It's easy to stay on. It's called faith in humanity. And then I did get lucky with my clairs and all that. But really, it's something beautiful to not lose your inner child and to know beyond a solo self. So we can thank my being determined to unconditionally love because I got to share even the womb. So I already had compersion in me. I was like, oh, everybody's different. We're all equally different. So let's love. And again, remember to be kind if you can. If you can't be kind the same, you can be kind. You choose. Be self aware, self reflective, and come and join us. Have a great day.